Okay, ready, guys? Let's go. The Gemara says, Tona Rabbanon, B'nei Shlosha Dvarim Ein Nichnosim L'Churva. We mentioned that when Rabbi Yossi went on the way and there was a churva and he went to pray there and they all went outside and waited for him. So he learned three things. You don't go into churva, you pray you pray in the derech, and you pray a derech tefillah ksara. Okay. What did you hear there? A bas kol. We explained what Hashem does. We discussed that. Avamein yehesh me rabba, the importance of saying. Now, we'll talk about the subject matter of churva. So from subject to subject, we get in churva. Churva means a place that was destroyed. Now, if you look in the old city, in the Jewish quarter, it's almost fixed. But the Muslim quarter and other parts of the old city is still a churva. Churva means what? Destroyed buildings. Now, Har Tziyon is still a churva, it's still destroyed. It's not built up yet, right? The rooms you live in, cobwebs, snakes, all kinds of things that are there. Okay, churva. And it's a mitzvah to build up the places, because Israel is destroyed. Now, only recently, we see Israel start blossoming up with trees and that. If you look at the Arab area, what do you see? Desolate. In other words, I can tell you in the Jewish area and Arab area, how? Are there trees? Is there vegetation? Or is it just desolate? Now the Arabs are starting to build up. But 10 years ago, you go out there and you see a line between where there's a Jewish place and an Arab place. The Arabs didn't do anything. And the Jews built and planted trees and grew in green. Right? So it was desolate.
You go to Hebron and Kiryat Arba, you can see the difference straight away.
That's right. Right away, you say.
It's also, I think it has to do with, I think there was God's hand in it because the Jewish quarter was actually bombed and all the buildings were destroyed, which caused all the new construction to be done. So I think they had a God's
yeah, but that's also true. But let's talk a little more. Before the state of Israel, all of Israel was desolate. And for 2,000 years, whatever happened, nobody was able to take the desert, the areas, and build it up. The Christians came here in the Crusades and they tried, but nothing really happened. Nothing happened. They built a little bit, and nothing really happened. It's only recently, in our days, we have the miracle of the blossoming of the mountains of what's happening, and the growing and the growth. We can't believe it. There are over 4 million people, Jewish people today in Israel. When we first started Zion, first started Eretz Yisrael, what they have, a group of chalutzim. How many Jews were there? Today there's over 4 million Jews in Israel. There's about 500,000 non-Jews in Israel who are working, who want to be close to Jews and near Judaism. We have Filipinos, we got Koreans, we got... Arabs, we're not talking about Arabs. We're talking about non-Jews, meaning European and Asians that are coming in here that are working for the Jews.
A lot of
Romanian, because this is a country that's growing. Most of their countries are depressed and down. If I was in Hungary and Romania, you can get, or Russia, you can get a worker, a dime a dozen. Here, the standard of living is much higher. So people who have none, the have-nones want to come to Israel to get more. They don't care about anything. They'll sell their soul, say they're Jewish, want to be religious, when in reality they're not. There's nowhere near there. They lie and they cheat. Okay. Anyway, there's a reason for everything. So therefore, we have a rule, Ein nichnasim l'churva. Now, we have a law of permutations. You know, permutation means possibilities. And now, what are we doing? We have 3 reasons why a man should not go into a churva. How many reasons? 3. So now there are 3 reasons why you shouldn't go to churva. So the law of permutation, like you have those who took mathematics know a little bit about it. So therefore, our job is to know why all 3 reasons are necessary. Okay? Now we have 3 possibilities, and we mentioned all 3. You have to have this, or that. Why do you need all 3 reasons? 1 is good enough. Okay? So we're going to prove now why each reason by itself is needed in a case alone. In other words, we have three reasons why you shouldn't go into churva. Mimnei hachshad. What does chashad mean? Chashad. People will suspect you. Let's see what Rashi says. A man has to be careful that we don't say that he's living with a zona. A zona means a prostitute. How can it be? A man's going to pray. And he goes to a churva, and we suspect that maybe he went to a prostitute. What's coming on here?
What?
A man, he said, don't go into a churva. Why? A destroyed place. Why? Because we'll suspect you be going there. Why did you go to this out place, this place? Why are you going to these little off the hook, nooky, dark places? Why are you there? Must be doing something dark there, something wrong. Right? That's right, because where the prostitutes go, where they do the nasty, dirty things at night, in the dark places. That's the Gemara says chshad. Memnei hachshad. Okay? Now I want to tell you about the chshad. It's not such a simple thing. You have to know. There are two things you have to worry about chshad. There's a pasuk that says, "Ve'yisem nekiyem Hashem Yisrael." You have to be clean from God and Israel. Put your hands out. Put your hands out. God wants what? Clean hands. It says, Mi ale bahar Hashem. Who's going to come to the temple, the mountain of God? Mi yakum bimkom kodsho. Who's going to stand in the place? Neki kapayim. Who has clean hands? Ubar levav. Who's strong in his heart. So you have to have clean hands. When you come Rosh Hashanah time, open your hands, see if it's clean. What's clean mean? You give charity. You didn't steal things. You didn't take non-kosher food. Clean hands. Neki kapayim. Now, clean also means, in our sense, that it says harchek min hakior v'domala. Stay away from things like water that is muddy water and something similar to muddy things. Why get involved in situations which involve with muddy questions? Go to the straight road. Why go down when you drive a car to the side roads? Go on the main road in the middle. Go on the main road with lights and everything. Why are you going to these side roads and these shortcuts? What are you doing? Why are you getting involved with crooked things and strange things? And go to straight road. Stay away from the muddy things. Go to the straight road. Be like the straight way. Why are you going these side way? When you get there, why don't you wear a white shirt? Why don't you wear tzitzis? Why don't you wear a regular black hat? Why do you have to do all these crazy things like a yarmulke like that, like the Arabs wear and they wear mishnah? What do you need that for? What do you do that for? What are you doing it for? Listen. What do you need to do it for? Go on the straight road. That's called harchek min hakior. What are you doing? Something that's not exactly normalized.
Shlomo Melech says in Mishlei that the wicked take the crooked and narrow paths.
Yeah, I agree to that. But here we're saying, see, for chashad, we have a pasuk that says, "Vayisem nekiyem Hashem." You have to be clean in the eyes of God and man. So now, in the eyes of God, you're clean. Why in the hands of God you're clean? Why in the hands of God you're clean? Is because. Come to sit over here. You're here in this class? You come over here, sit here. We said that there are three permutations. You know permutations? I took mathematics. Yeah. Okay. You have possibilities. There are three possibilities here. We bring out all three factors here. And we have to show that all three are muchach. You know what muchach means? Force. Now, why doesn't a man go to a churva? A churva means a desolate place, a broken down place. Even to pray or do anything, you shouldn't go there. Even to pray. You have nowhere to pray. Don't pray there. Why? Because you have three reasons. One is chshad. Chshad means we're going to suspect you there with a zona. You know what I mean? Why in a crooked place? Why in a dark area? Do in the normal place, straight place. Be in the light. Go in the light. Why are you in the side streets and side places? What are you doing in these side shows? These dark alleys, what are you doing over there? What are you doing over there? Must be you have a zona, because it says pa'avor bevakesh nifrad. That means that lust you do separately. You do hidden. You do on the side. About masturbation, you deny where it is in the room, nobody sees you. You do it, you think of the pictures, you read these magazines, who knows? On the side room, the secret room, who knows what the guy does? Nobody knows what a guy does. Well, who he watches, he goes on the street, nobody knows what you're watching. You're watching the women, you're watching the doors, nobody knows what you're doing, it's all in your head, what do you know? Who knows what? So you have to stay away. It says, V'yisem nekiyim Hashem Yisrael. You have to be clean from God and Israel. We talk about clean. So I said, open your hands. You're a good girl. To be clean. So I said, it says in every day, we say, Mi ale bahar, who goes in the mountain of God? The ki kapai, put your hands out. You have to have clean hands. Now, clean hands doesn't mean clean and wash your hands. Clean means clean spiritually. Because there was a story of Eliyahu Hanavi walked by with a person. They say, wow, look at that person. And Eliyahu Hanavi held his nose. This guy stinks. What do you mean he stinks? He stinks spiritually. Not stinks physically, he took a shower. Stinks spiritually. He steals, he's not kind, he has anger, he doesn't have a good heart, doesn't give charity. So he can stink spiritually, not to me physically. So here you have to be clean. Now we have a pasuk in the Torah that says, V'yisem nekiyim Hashem. You have to be clean in the eyes of God and Israel, and Jewish people. So now when you go to these places, is that the regular, is that the straight, clean road? There's a clean guy, or you're doing crooked side things. So therefore, there's a commandment that you have to stay away from chshad, suspicion. Why take these deals, these problematic cases? Take straight. What do you care for? So therefore, that's one person. Now we have a thing in Payah, or let's say in a mitzvah of, say you're doing a mitzvah of Hanukkah. So say you light your Hanukkah candles, and you light it on your window, but you have another window where the street goes by. What do you have to do according to Jewish law? Light it in two places. Well, I just did the mitzvah. What's the problem? No, because people will suspect you didn't do the mitzvah. The heck with them. I did the mitzvah. I do it myself. What do I care what other people think? The answer is what? You have to worry about people think. You have to be nucky in the hand. You cannot put yourself in a suspicion place. Same thing with payah. Payah is you give part of your field to the poor. So they say you also have to give it on certain corners. Why? Because people suspect even you give a certain amount to payah, but still you got to give another on the corners you have to give, because people should not suspect that you have this field and you don't give to the poor. You give to the poor. And you gave the rod, you can't suspect you don't give to the poor. Why? Because you're not allowed to put yourself in a place of suspicion. Now, you say, come on, Rabbi, what do I need that for? As long as I'm clean and God knows, what do I care what people? They don't answer. You're not allowed. That's called b'pnei hachshad. Why? Because if you want to get close to God, so if you open up Mesilas Yesharim, the book of Mesilas, what do you see? You have Zrizas, Zehira Zrizas, and what's the third one? Nikias. Nikias is purity, clean. We don't mean physically clean, it means spiritually clean. That's why we want you to be spiritually clean. Now, we have in French, Santash. What does Santash mean? No, my friend from Belgium. Santash. Santash in French. Where you go, well? Santash. Definitely is. Santash. Santash. Supposed to be clean, above board. Supposed to be above board. A man who's above board, how do you say that in French? Maybe it's not French. Maybe it's Latin.
Okay, correct.
It's French.
What?
It's French.
Oh, French.
No, French.
French.
Not Belgium French.
Not Belgium French.
Oh, it's French French.
Anyway, in every book that talks about morals, talk about Santash, they use it. You have to be above board. A yeshiva bacha has to be above board. They expect from a religious Jew to be what? Above board. You can't be, no, above board. My Rosh Yeshiva may live long. He goes into a place, he went to the mikveh. He went to the mikveh in the United States, and whenever he goes into a special one, and he gave the mikveh guy $1. We're talking about 40 years ago. He gave $1, those days were like $20. So I said, Rabbi, why do you give so much money? You give 5 cents, it's enough. He didn't expect one. He says, listen, I'm a Rosh Yeshiva. I don't want anybody to talk bad about me. I have to give it down. I'm obligated to give. I have to go beyond a board. If you eat like you're going to a hotel, you can go without paying the tips to the waiters and the place. You can slip out somehow through the door. Or you go to a restaurant, you can go without it. But if you're yeshiva bach, you already got to feel that they'll see you're a religious guy, and you're a religious guy, they expect you to give a tip, even though they don't do the job right. And if you don't, then don't go, because that has to be part of you, because that represents who you are and what you are as a religious Jew. And therefore, they can't talk bad. And I'll explain to you why deeper. Deeper is like this. If you want to go deeper, we'll go deeper. It says you should love God. So the Sifri says you have to, how do you love God? By you making people say, wow, this guy is a religious guy, and he's so kind and nice. And he's such a sweet guy. He doesn't have anger, doesn't have anything bad, he's a sweet guy. So therefore, if this is what God does, I also want to be like him. So therefore, you represent God in the world, and therefore you makarov people to Judaism, and they want sweet, nice people. So therefore, if you're sweet and nice, so therefore, you bring godness into the world, and people see, that's a religious Jew, I want to be part of religion. So then you bring God into the world. That's what Avraham Avinu did. When you want to talk about a big tzaddik, a nice rabbi, what do you want to see from him? What do you want to see from religious tzaddik? What do you want to see from him? Sweet, kind, open, understanding. You don't want a mean guy. Why are you doing the mitzvahs? They do this. How did I go? Bang him, bing on the head, whack you up. Man. Is that what you want? What do you want? Kind, sweet, understanding.
To be correct.
To be correct, right? Right? To be correct. You want all those things. So therefore, that's what you have to be if you're a religious guy. And that religious people. That's why the goyim are right, and the non-religious Jews are right. That the religious Jews, that act like sweet, nice, above-board people, or they cheat, steal, run, blah, blah, blah. That's the problem. And the non-Jews are right, and the non-religious Jews are right. So we have to be beyond reproach. Beyond reproach is that's it, Sorah Prosh. That's it, beyond reproach. Wonderful, wunderbar, sans reproach. That's it.
No.
Okay, that's the word. Whatever it is, that's the word. That's the beyond reproach. You have to be beyond reproach. That's called Naki, not Chshad. Beyond reproach. And that's a very big thing. That's called making a Kiddush Hashem. Okay? So if one of the factors that we have to don't go into a churva, this dark place, because people will suspect. You know, when I was a kid, I had to go to the bathroom. I was waiting, I was a little kid. And when I was a kid, I was going to high school. And I had to go to the bathroom badly. So what did I do? I said, there was this bar over there. So I had to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bar. I went to the bathroom in the bar. Okay, so go out of the bar. And all of a sudden, the next day, I got a guy, hey, Rabbi Goldstein, I was a kid now. Hey, what are you doing in the bar? Who saw me? Whoever saw me, anybody would know I went to a bar, know I am, what I'm doing. The answer is, I said, yeah, that's all called Marasayan. People see, they think, who knows what they think. I went there, I got a bathroom, what am I going to do? Right? Or going to a non-kosher place, I got to go to the bathroom, what are you going to do? You got to ask directions, what do you do? Right? So it depends. Not so simple. People see you, they think you went there, ate kosher, and that's what it's about. Therefore, they say, what happened over there? You have to explain to people. Because you can't be in chshad. You can't suspect you of anything. You have to be clean. What do you have to be? Clean. I didn't do it. Maybe you did. Who says you didn't do it, kid? What, are you allowed to put yourself in the circumstances that people would choshade you? Mark! Anyway. So that's one of the reasons why you should. The second is mapoles. It's liable. You're not allowed to put yourself in sakona. Are you allowed to put yourself in danger? No. The Messiah Shurim says, and listen carefully, a man who puts himself in danger, what does God do? So the guy says, well, I believe in God, God will help me. No way. It says clearly in Messiah Shurim, if you put yourself in danger, the Almighty tells you, don't put yourself in danger. He's going to make sure you get into trouble. He's not allowed to put yourself in danger. Danger. Sakona.
Go to eat in the restaurant and you cook is a sakona.
No, that's not sakona. Go to the Ben Yehuda, anybody can go. That's not sakona. I mean, nobody ever thought there's going to be a bomb in Ben Yehuda or in the. No, sakona means sakona. Go to a place that's dangerous. Like going to Russia without money in your pocket, and you have these mobs over there, these gangsters in Moscow. In Moscow. And there's the mafia in Moscow, right?
No, if you don't have money, it's okay.
That's money. Okay. If you have money, they'll steal it. Okay, you have money. Okay, you have money at Moscow, right? And your money is like, I was in Moscow. I tell you, I couldn't buy things right near the Red Square. I have to say a special prayer. Because I have in the States, two of my people who help support the yeshiva, they have people who are lawyers for they're lawyers for a lawyer who's involved with drug money. And they sent me a telegram in a place of sakana. And if you do, what happens? God punishes you specially. Why? Because you're not allowed. Mimnei ha-mazikim, also because of mazikim. What are mazikim, by the way? Anybody have an idea what are called mazikim? Now, there are forces. For example, it says clearly, why do people have claustrophobia? You know claustrophobia? You feel a certain type of it says clearly in Shulchan Aruch. Give me a Mishnah Berurah Chelek Aleph. I'll show you what it says. Very interesting. Very interesting.
When you take the lift, for example.
Yeah, people. Why do people have psychological problems? People get sick psychologically. You know why?
They don't like to move.
No. It's a Ferish Halach in Shulchan Aruch what they do wrong. I'll show you. Ferish Halach in Shulchan Aruch what they did wrong. He's bringing it. Once he's bringing it, I want you to see it.
Because you have final judgment.
Bring it to me. Chelek Aleph. It says clearly why people have all these psychological deep problems. I'll read it to you. Right here in Shulchan Aruch. It says right in the Shulchan Aruch, gentlemen. I'll read it to you. Listen carefully. It's very scary. Listen to what it says. Okay. Okay, you ready? Okay, this is what it says. It says in Shulchan Aruch, Siman Dalet. Siman Dalet. Yeah? Siman Dalet. Siman Dalet. One second. Siman Dalet. Listen. Listen carefully. If you don't wash your hands in the morning, Netilas Yadayim the proper way, Mefache, you do certain things like you did dam, you get pachad 7 days. 7 days. Megaleach lo not tal yov, you took a shave or took a haircut, you didn't wash your hands, you have fear 3 days. If you do your hands, you cut your nails, you didn't wash your hands, you have pachad 1 day. Ve'eno yodea mima mefachi. He doesn't know why he is afraid. So if you have fear and you don't know why you have fear, check. Did you do netilas yadayim? In other words, it says clearly. You wouldn't believe it. It says clearly, what produces fear? You didn't wash your hands. That's why it's very important. When you get up in the morning, you wash your hands, or you touch your body, you wash your hands. Because it produces, if you don't wash it properly, it produces fear.
Yeah, but it also says that if you don't have water, you can rub the ball too.
Yeah, but that's like washing your hands.
Yeah.
But you have to do it. You have to be careful to remove fear.
So what is that?
Listen carefully. Listen. I'm going to read you further.
Yeah, if you have to have nonetheless, you can step
Or that's in the morning, but also when you take a haircut, when you cut your nails. You understand? You have to wash your hands, gentlemen. From here clearly, gentlemen, that what? That these are called like mazikim. These forces that give you pachad are called mazikim. They cause you damage, and these are the things you wash your hands in the morning, and other things. I told you when I was basically in Vienna, so you see most of the houses in Europe have these, on top of their buildings, have all these faces and things. That's against mazikim. Again, and especially in Hungary, they have all these things against all forces. We don't have that really. We don't do that. Against mazikim, there are forces. And there are things, we don't understand what they are. But there are such things. That's called. Now we have to know. We have 3 reasons why you're not supposed to go into a churva. Okay? Churva means a what? The dark place, a broken place. So the Gemara has a problem. We have 3 reasons, so we want to eliminate each per se. One reason is because why? Because of, we suspect maybe you're going after a zona, right? Typically, why do they mention that reason? Since there are 3 causes there, say because the walls can fall down, why do they pick a shad? Why in that case? So my answer is bechadete. In a new place.
Mr. Rabbi, in Belgium it's no problem.
What?
When you arrive by the train from Antwerp, it's complete light. It's no in a dark place.
When you get by the train, let me tell you the true story. I was in Antwerp, and with my wife, thank God. Question the Gemara is, why do we have to say the reasons because of chshad? Say the reason because of mapolas? The answer is we're talking about a case that what? That they fix the place up. It's not going to fall down. In fact, mapolas will fall down. Mapolas means fall down. In fact, why do we have to say chshad? We suspect, let's say because of mazikin, and tomorrow betray. Betray means if there are 2 people together, so the mazikim don't affect you. We have rules. In fact, betray cheshadami, like if you have 2 people, so we have a rule. There's a din called yichud. A single man cannot be with a single woman together. We suspect that what? They could do something wrong. Right? Like in an elevator or a guy in a taxi, who knows what can be. You have to be careful. Taxi, a car, a girl and a boy going out on a date in a car is a problem. It's a din of yichud, perhaps. Unless you'll say anybody can see us during the day and they can open the door and people blah blah blah. But there's a problem, okay? But if there's 2 men with 1 woman, there's no chshad. Why? Because we're talking about in those days when they were kosher people. Kosher people, you have 2 men and 1 woman, so each one's ashamed of the other doing anything wrong with the woman, said anything do wrong. But by pritze means bums, baltaivas, people who follow their lust, even if you have 2 men or 5 men and 1 woman, it's no good because we're afraid they'll all jump on the
How does a
woman.
religious man go out with a religious woman if the religious man has a car and a shit up there?
That's exactly why you're free. You don't have a car, thank God, Ruvain, to go out on the street. So they don't have that problem.
So what's
Well, no, your son David was talking about a date where he went out with a woman and then he left her off and she slipped in.
To talk about the 2, he betrayed chshad nami now because it's not a din in yichud. Because yichud has what? 2 men and 1 woman is not yichud. In fact, tomorrow.
Taxi's okay then?
So why do we say because of mazikin? One says there's 2 but pritze. So by pritze, therefore mazikin won't come as long as there's 2. But yichud, there still could be, and therefore it's no good. Therefore you have to have the reason. Okay? Again, we try to eliminate the possibility. Why do we pick only chshad? Why not mapolas? Why not mazikim? So we talk about each case is a special case. By mapolas, we said it's talking about a new place. Therefore, we still have chshad. Hi, what about mazikim? We're talking about 2. If there's 2, what about chshad? We're talking about betray bepritze. And therefore, even there's 2 that go into a churva is not allowed because of pritze. So 2 guys going into a churva that's fixed up nicely, that won't fall in, and there's no mazikim there because there's 2 shake away, the mazikim won't attack, right? Like it says, you shouldn't go alone at night because of mazikim. A Talmud Chacham should not go in light, therefore he goes with somebody else usually. You don't go alone at night against mazikim. Okay? So therefore 2. So that could be any 2, right? So therefore, okay, affecting more. Now do we say the second reason? So therefore, we have 1 reason. We know that it can be a case of a loan. When can you have chshad? When there are 2 pritze and there's no mazikim, and it's a charatei, it's a place that the walls don't fall down. Therefore, what's the rule? You worry about chshad, just the pritza. We have the second reason, we're afraid that maybe the walls will fall down. Why do we worry about, why say in papolas? We have the reason of chshad and mazikim, therefore that's the reason why you shouldn't go into the place. In such a case, where two people are kosher, you have to worry about the wall falling down. Therefore it's a factor on its own. It says is the third reason. Typically, why say mazikin? We have the reason chshad mapolas. Therefore, that's the reason you shouldn't go. Why say mazikin? And more bechurba chadate ubetreivik shirei. It's talking about a case where there is bechurba chadate, a new place, and two people who are kosher. One second. Let's worry about mazikim. This is a tipik lay. Let us learn it out because of chshad and mapoles. There's no. Don't bachura chadate. So therefore, we don't have mapoles. What about chshad? Betray v'kshiri. Betray mazikim nami leka. If you have two, you know, so mazikim don't come. So about b'mokomon chayishinan. There are certain places, even where there's definite mazikim, even two won't help. If there's a place you worry about mazikim, so then two people are good. But a place that there really is b'mokom chayishin, but there's really a chashash, therefore even two won't help. And therefore the reason, so each one has a reason on its own. Therefore we have to mention three reasons, because there are certain cases where the first reason doesn't apply, or cases where the last two don't apply, only the first apply. If the second reason applies, the other two don't apply. The last apply, the first two don't apply. Therefore, we have to have all three reasons. Okay? Iboy Seima, other people say, Loilam Bachad. We're talking about one guy. Ubechur Bachadate. Dukoi Bedabra. It's talking about one person in a new place, when we're mazikin, and it's in the midbar. The Hasim Mishum Chshad Leka. We don't worry about that the guy goes to the desert, even as one guy, there's a zone out there. Why? In a faraway place, in a desert, this woman doesn't hang out. Women don't hang out in deserts. They hang out in cities. They hang out in downtown, in Yerushalayim, in the parks. Years ago, I had a student. The mazikin, the scorpions will come. Other people will come. If you stay away in a desert and place, you stay away from a place that is desert. And especially today, where the Arabs once owned the land, mines, and we didn't take away all the mines yet from the war. The guys, I know cases of guys went, no problem. All places we're going to see what it is. Maybe we'll find different things. And boom, they get blown up because the Arabs still had the mines there, and the Jewish people never cleaned out, the army never cleaned out the mines. You have to be careful. Against mazikin. And we had a story. He can't give. The guy can't give of himself, and he's stingy, and he takes care of himself. That's the beginning of Sodom. Why is it called Sodomites? Because Sodom said they don't want to give money out. They want to keep what they have, and they don't want to give. And why do they want to give? Because the mothers are very strong usually on these kids, very strong in their home life, and always criticize them, and they weren't able to develop themselves in the proper way. And when these kids get into the trouble, it was in Japan, but now in a new piece. Tana Rabbi. Arba Mishvos Havara. Therefore, there's a machlokes between Rabbi and Rav Nosson. How many watches are there at night? How many watches do you have, Edward?
Watches?
Yeah, watches. What time do you have now? 7 o'clock. Good. So you have another hour to go, right? You got time. No problem, man. No problem. I saw you looking at your watch. That's what we're talking about. Watches. We're looking at the watch. Okay, whatever. Tana Rabbi. There are 4 watches and there are 3 watches. Again, there's a machlok between Rabbi and Rav Nosson. Everybody. There's a machlok between Rabbi and Rav Nosson. Everybody. There's an argument between Rabbi and Rav Nosson. Rabbi holds how many mishmaros?
3, 4.
4.
And Rav Nosson holds how many?
3.
Again, Rabbi holds how many?
4.
And Rav Nosson holds how many?
3.
3. So now when you have an argument, you have to have a reason. You don't say, I think so, I feel so, that's what I want. I think, why not? You have to have a reason. And now I have to have a reason, I have to know why I don't hold from you. Why I hold my view and I don't hold your view. Even if I have a reason why, I have to know why I don't hold from your view. Why I don't hold from your, why I hold from mine. There's 2 steps. Normally, when I speak, I say, I believe like this, I have a proof. I think, I want. In the Torah, we don't know. I have to know why A is. I hold my view, why I don't hold from your view. Because why do I have to fight? Why do I have to say, well, I got our view? Bend to your view if you have a good reason. The answer is, I heard your reason, but I rejected it if I have my new. So why do I have a new view? Because I reject the old. But I have just a view because I think and I have. That's not a Torah way. That's exactly the Gemara. Tana Rabbanan. Abba Mishos Habe Laila, there are 4 Mishos and Laila Divrei Rebbe. Rab Nosson Oimeh Sholosh. There are 3. My time of the Rebbe Nosson. What's the read of Rab Nosson? Because it's written, Vayavo Gidum Meya Ish, Umei Asher Ito B'Ktsei HaMachne Roish HaShmara Tikono. That Gidon went with 100 people in the corner of the Machane, the encampment, and the beginning of the Ashmara of Tikono. A middle means, when you say middle, what does it mean? 1 before, 1 after. So 1 before, 1 after is how many? 3. That's the view of Nosson. Why 3? Because he has a pasuk that says the word tikona, middle, meaning what? 1 before, 1 after. If Ashmara, it says Ashmara, tikona, so since it says Ashmara, a middle Ashmara, so when I have a middle Ashmara, you have the 1 before, 1 after, which is the minimum, so there's 3. How many hours is 3 Ashmaras? 4 hours apiece. Because every night is divided into 12 parts. 4 and 4 is 12. 4, 8, 3 is 12. Okay? That's why he learns. Okay? Rabbi, what does he say? My tikon, I accept the same pasuk of my tikon. What's middle mean? Achas min hatikon shebidon. One of the middle ones. So if it's 4. Now we go back. The Rabbi Nosson, so what did Rabbi Nosson hold? What did he do with that pasuk? He says 3 and not 4 from the same pasuk. Miksiv tikona shebedikonos. Tikona ksiv. He says, what did it then say? A middle of the middle? It said middle. Okay? So then that's the case, and what's the reason of Rabbi who holds 4? Amar Zvikon Rabbi, Amar Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. There's a different pasuk. Kosed echad omer, Chatzois lailokum lo yislocho al mishpeit tzitecho. David HaMelech says what? At the middle of the night I get up to sing praises to you on your what? On your good judgments. On your good laws. We stay away from judgments, right, usually? Laws. Here, David gets up and says, wow, what beautiful are your laws of the Torah. And he gets up in the middle of the night and he praises. Because of Oime, Kidmu Einai Ashmoros. Plural. That I got up quickly from my eyes. Okay, how is it possible? Must be, Ashmoros means double, must be 2. Okay, it's Arba Mishnah, it must be 2. So 2 and 2 is 4. If I get up in the middle of the night, and the middle of the night is the beginning of 2 Ashmaros, so I get 4. Let's see how I get 4. How do I get 4? Let's see. We start with the sun going down, okay? So 4 Mishmaros need 3 hours. So from sunset till 3 hours is the first Ashmara. From 3 hours to midnight is 3. So it takes from the sun going down to midnight 6 hours. So the middle of the night, Chatzos, till the third Mishmar is 3 hours. That's already 9 hours. And from the third Mishmar till the early morning, which is the fourth Mishmar, is another 3 hours. You have 12 hours. So therefore, Reb Nosson holds, so how do we get that David HaMelech when he got up the middle of the night, he was ahead of 2 Mishmaros? Must be, it's 12 o'clock at night. And therefore, each Mishmar is 3 hours. You divide the night in half, 6, and 6 is 12. Divide 6 and a half is 3 and 3. And if you have 2 in the middle of the night, So you have 2 mishmaras from the middle of the night till early morning. So you have each mishmar is 3 hours. Therefore, each mishmara is 3 hours. Therefore, how many mishmaras you have? You have 4 mishmaras. Okay. What's your name, by the way? With the hello, with the what's your name? Yeah, Melech. Melech. If you had a Gemara in front of you, it'd be easier. Like this, it's easier to sleep because the rabbi speaks. But if you had a Gemara, maybe I'll buy some of these Gemaras here, and we'll have these type of Gemaras and with dots and easy to read with pictures on the side. It makes a difference. Mainly, you got to get the information in the hand. Okay. So therefore. So now, we just said before, I don't hold my view because I believe. I said, why don't I hold from your view? Before I have my view, so the question is, why doesn't Rav Nosson hold, Rav Nosson holds 3, which means 4 hours each. Why doesn't he hold from Rebbe, he holds 3 hours? Because Rebbe brought a wonderful pasuk, so why doesn't Rav Nosson bend to that pasuk? Okay? So Avalok Rabbi Yeshua did not, Rabbi Yeshua Omer, at sholosh shekain derech malachim lamei b'sholosh. Because in the morning hours, a king gets until what time can you say Kriyat Shema in the morning? So we say, it says uv kumech when you get up in the morning. Who gets up in the morning? So we say when a king gets up. When does a king get up out of bed in the morning? When does a banker get out of bed? When the guys in the Yeshiva in Ponevezh, how do I get up out of bed, who's learn late at night?
When the rooster get out of bed?
He gets up in the king, we're talking about the king. King gets up, he has loads of, king gets up in the first 3 hours. It's when the women get up, or stars, they get up late in the morning, like Sunday morning they get up late. Right? Sunday morning people get up late. So when they get up, the first 3 hours, they get up, they sleep till, they get up in the first 3 hours. So now we have shit the Layla, 6 of night, the Tarti Diyom 2 in the day, which is 8. Having who stay mishmaras, they come out to mishmaras, and therefore I have 8. So that proof which Rabbi brought that it's 3, Rav Nosson takes the same proof and shows that there's 4. Rav Ashi Omar, Rav Ashi, you can join. There's no distress. Rav Ashi says, Mishmara upalga na mishra korno. A mishmar and a half, if we take the time. So we're talking a little bit according to Rabbi Nosson, who holds 3 mishmaras, which means 4 hours. So you take the middle of the night, which is 6. 6 hours till sunrise is 6, and 2 hours in the morning is 8. So it comes to 2 mishmaras. So now we have the same text. We find Rebbe brings a proof, it's 3 hours. And Rav Nosson says 4 hours. I mean, not 3 mishmaras, one says 4 mishmaras. Rebbe says 4 mishmaras, and one says 3 mishmaras. Okay? So we see, first step, what did we learn? We learned a very important fact, that what? In order to bring a proof, to make your opinion, you have to know why you don't accept the other person's opinion. It's not enough, I believe like this, and that. What's the other side? Now, when we learn Gemara, it teaches you to see 2 sides. Not only your side, but the other side also. That's what a lawyer needs. A lawyer needs to see both sides, and then make a decision which is the right side. But usually when you go to a lawyer case, the lawyer takes a case, people pay him money, so he takes the side of where the money is. And he holds the right side, but he gives him the money is the right side, which is the money side. Okay, that's what lawyers do. That's why it says, lawyers, who knows? Okay. This is a very important one. Since we already talk about Yeshua ben Levi, we bring another case of Yeshua ben Levi, which is what? That when there's a dead body, are you allowed to talk Torah in front of the dead body? So when you go to the cemetery, you got to put in your tzitzis, right?
Yes.
Why? Because it's lo egg lo rush. Like you're making fun of the dead man as if you can do mitzvahs and he can't do, because he's dead. When can you do mitzvahs? Only when you're alive. When you do it. So we say it's better 1 hour in this world than all the next world. Why? Everyone's all about both. Because in the next world, you're only getting reward of what you did in this world. So in this world you have a chance still to do more mitzvahs, more good deeds. So you better chapin, grab in the mitzvahs in this world at this time. So you grab in learning Torah, you grab in.
So
Yeah, grab in learning Torah, you grab in learning Torah. So therefore you grab it. But the dead king, they're already dead, they're finished. Maybe you'll idealize them and you this and that. But they're dead, they're finished. They go to Olam Haba, they get rewarded, who knows? When they get the reward, they get rewarded. Who knows if this guy will get rewarded, not rewarded. Depends on his deeds. But you still have a chance to do tshuva. You still have a chance to chap in the mitzvah. So therefore, when you wear tzitzis or learn Torah, you're saying, ha, I'm alive, I can do mitzvahs. You're dead, you can't do mitzvahs. So you're embarrassed, you're making fun of the dead, and you have to give honor to the dead. Why? Dead honor to the dead for the dead, or honor to the dead is for the living. Because when you give honor to the dead, it's like giving honor to the living, which means each human being is created in the image of God. And therefore, an image of God has to be given honor to and dignity, even though he's dead. So we give honor and dignity to the dead in order that gives dignity to man, to machlokas. And therefore, we can't make fun of the dead. I have mitzvahs and you don't. I can learn Torah and you can't. Therefore, in front of a dead guy, you don't say things. Only things of a mess. What can you say in front of a mess? Things that have to do with a mess. Bring him here, put him here. Are you allowed to cut off his tzitzis? Where should we do it? Are you allowed to do this? Allowed to do that?